She was an ordinary girl from the United States. She lived in a small suburb just outside New York, worked at a little coffee shop, and spent her evenings learning languages online. She felt like her life was too predictable. Work, home, and the occasional meeting with friends. But one day, everything changed. One evening, she signed up for a language learning app to practice English and prepare for teaching it to foreign learners. That's where she met a man from Greece. His name was Alexis. In his photo, he was tall, with dark eyes and a slightly mischievous smile. She thought, just another foreigner wanting to practice English. But their conversation didn't stop there. At first, they talked about simple things, books, movies, and music. But soon their dialogues went deeper. Alexis described his home on an island, the sea he could see from his balcony, and the scent of olive trees at dawn. Listening to his voice messages, she felt as though she had been transported to Greece herself. Within a couple of months, they were talking every day. It no longer felt like just a friendship. It was starting to feel like a romance. She caught herself eagerly waiting for his messages every morning. As for Alexis, he admitted that he was waking up late at night just to see if she had written to him. And then, a turning point. Alexis invited her to Greece, a real journey, a real leap of faith. She hesitated for a long time. How could she travel to meet a man she had never seen in person? But deep down, a voice told her, take the risk. Otherwise, you might regret it forever. 3 weeks later, she was on the plane. Nervousness, fear, and anticipation swirled inside her all at once. When she stepped out of the airport in Athens and saw him in the crowd, her heart raced. He looked exactly like his photos, but taller, more alive, with the very kind of charisma a picture could never fully capture. The first few days felt like a dream. He showed her around the city, introduced her to traditional dishes, and they strolled along ancient streets, hand in hand. She could hardly believe it was all happening to her. But on the 4th day, something unexpected happened. Alexis revealed a secret he had been keeping. He admitted that he owned a business, but it wasn't doing well. Worse yet, he was in debt. That was why he couldn't frequently visit her in the United States. She felt conflicted. On the one hand, she felt a deep connection to him, and perhaps even love. On the other hand, she wondered if she could trust a man who hadn't told her the full truth from the start. She decided to end her trip early. On their last evening in Greece, they sat silently by the sea. He tried to explain that he had kept his struggles hidden out of fear of losing her. She stared at the waves, thinking to herself, is this the end? When she returned home, she tried to forget him. But she couldn't. He texted her every day. Sometimes it was a simple, "Good morning," and sometimes it was long confessions of his feelings. A couple of months later, he surprised her with another bold move. He sent her a plane ticket back to Greece along with a letter. "I sold part of my business and cleared my debts. I want you to come back. This time, forever." She hesitated. Her friends and family warned her, "Don't trust him. It's risky. You don't really know him." But her heart told her otherwise, and she decided to take the risk a second time. The second trip turned out to be completely different. Alexis had truly changed. He was calmer, more grounded. He even showed her legal documents proving he had paid off his debts and shared plans to open a small restaurant for tourists. And then, an even bigger twist happened. He proposed to her. It wasn't in a flashy way with a ring in a velvet box. It was in a tiny seaside chapel with these simple but heartfelt words: "I can't promise you riches, but I can promise to love you for the rest of my life." She cried because she realized her life was about to change forever. Today, they live together on the island. Sometimes she still feels afraid. New country, new language, new life. But every morning when she steps onto their balcony, she sees the same sea he once described to her. And she thinks, if I hadn't taken that risk back then, I would have never known what true love feels like.